speaking of entertainment, there's the sheriff up there.
Old Smoky.
He's got a couple of wagons pulled over. He's got one anyway. Yeah, old Smoky. Well, in any event, we're just kicking on down the road. Greenville, 11 miles from where we're at right now. And what have we got for time here? 8:34.
We make pretty good time.
Yeah, we get up here a little bit early, no doubt. The actual event starts at 10 o'clock a.m. and it will continue on until 10 p.m. this evening. So there's going to be a lot of excitement up here, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just like I'd said, other than the stuff I've already mentioned, I'm interested to see what kind of crowd we're going to have. This is probably, as far as this is the first gaming convention I've ever been to.
Gaming convention, you're absolutely right. Typically speaking, we're going to Comic Cons or comic conventions. This is a gaming exchange or a game exchange. Southeast Game Exchange. So, be pretty cool.
And it's a big organization, I believe, that does this Southeast Game Exchange.
Yeah, so, that's what I understand as well.
I'm quite interested to see how they produce it, how it's set up, how they do the panels. I did see some videos yesterday that they had a really good turnout for their first day. This is probably going to be the busiest day, I would assume.
I would agree with that.
Being a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to definitely get the meat and potatoes when we get here of what the whole convention is going to be like. So.
Well, and that's both good and bad.
Yeah.
That's both good and bad.
Well, I just took the kids to Disney a couple weeks ago, so I'm ready for crowds and aggravation.
I hear you. But at the same time, you don't have to constantly be looking over your shoulder to make sure the kids are close by.
That's true.
The only kid you got to worry about there, T-Bones, is old badass himself, Cowboy Strong. I might lose my way, don't you know? It could happen. Yes, it could. You going to be looking out for me there, T-Bone?
Oh, 100%. Just don't catch. I might be at a vendor for a little while I'm looking for you. That's another thing. I hadn't even mentioned that. I'm interested to see some of these vendor stations, too.
They're talking about over 200 vendors.
200 vendors. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
I mean, that's a huge number.
I might lose all my coins while I'm up here.
Great Scott. Next thing you know, we'll have to buy a trailer before we go back. Bring back all of the novelties that he picks up. Oh, dang it. The only novelties I'm interested in picking up is on video. Yes, sir. I'm too old to be picking up anything. I've thrown my back out, I do have lumbago. Yes, I do. And it can be life-threatening. Yeah, it is terminal, too, by the way.
What do you think is the possibility of them ever doing a live-action Red Dead Redemption movie?
Quite frankly, I think it's zero.
Zero, yeah.
I think that the possibility of a Red Dead Redemption movie is zero. And I'll tell you why I think it's zero. I think it's zero because they will never get the characters right for the part unless they use the actual characters that played the individuals in the game. And if they don't do that, I don't think it's going to have the same effect on the community, on the people. Now, it might be a great Western, for sure, but I just don't see it taking off, personally.
And you're right, because it's so obvious. A lot of the characters, they look just like they're voice actors.
Exactly. Who's going to play Leopold Strauss?
Leopold Strauss.
So what can I tell you? Who's going to play John Marston? Where are you going to get that gravelly voice of John Marston that is so authentic and is so recognizable?
Yeah, and I think a few years back when AI started becoming more popular, that was one of the whole things of the reason these voice actors did holdouts, because they were worried that people would use their name or their voices and their likeness to do stuff like that. Potentially, like just using it as an example, shoot a movie like Red Dead and use an AI generator to do the voices for it, to make it sound like the video game.
Oh, I'll tell you what, personally, I think that AI coming onto the scene, initially I thought that it was going to be very, very bad. And I'm sure that there will be some situations that are going to be deplorable that is being controlled by AI. However, I do think that AI does have a position and there is some validity to it, but it needs to be controlled completely, and you need to be very careful on how you use it. Now, I'm going to give you an example here, T-Bones. I love music of all kinds, and I have an account on Spotify, and I go in and I listen to different music, and as I listen to music on TikTok as well. And some of the music that has been coming out lately is so magnificent. I cannot even believe it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful song, story. It's a beautiful individual that is singing it and what have you. And what do I find out?
Yep.
The whole damn thing is AI.
AI.
There is no such person as that person that I'm watching. The song was completely written by AI. It is a spectacular song. It is gaining a lot of traction. It is absolutely loved, and but it's AI. And I'm not opposed to AI after hearing some of the songs that I've heard that have been produced by AI, both male and female. And I don't care whether it's blues or whether it's soul or whether it's any other genre of music. The AI is putting out some spectacular stuff.
Yeah, and I believe it wasn't that long ago. Of course, you've heard of Randy Travis.
Oh,
And he had a stroke,
yep.
and he's just not capable of singing or using his iconic voice the way, he would if he didn't have the stroke. Well, I think just a couple years back, they released an album of Randy Travis, and it was completely AI off of his voice.
Completely AI generated off from his voice.
Yeah.
But I think that something like that is legitimate because it
Yeah.
is Randy Travis that is putting it together,
Yes.
and that he has the licensing for it,
Absolutely.
the control of it.
I
But
have absolutely no issue with that.
yeah, I
As
don't
a
have
matter
an
of
issue.
fact, it gave him and the fans, but it had to give him some type of, I guess, some type of satisfaction that he could still, even though he can't use his voice the way he used to, he could still provide entertainment with his voice
And be creative.
and be creative.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that he loves that idea because that must have been a devastating period of time for him. Probably still is.
Oh yeah, and I don't know. I think he was going through some things at the time because there was different news stories that came out about him around that time, and frankly, he's probably thankful to even be alive and to survive the stroke and everything as well as he has.
Agreed.
But to be a person that ever since adulthood, you have been nothing but that's what you've done your whole life, and for that ability to be taken away from you has to be devastating.
Absolutely.
And to have something like this kind of technology that, if anything, could just bring you back a little bit of what you lost, I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Agreed. Completely. There is a place for AI. Just like there is a place for these data centers
Oh yeah.
that they're talking about. I mean, look.
Boy, that's a controversial conversation.
that is
with
a
some
controversial
people. Man, I had no idea people were so. And something about that sort of took me off guard. I didn't realize it. Is water usage,
The water usage.
because
yeah.
they use it to cool their
Cool.
mainframes.
Yeah.
And the amount of water a place like that can use, that's why they like to situate themselves not where there's restricted water use.
Yep. Yep.
And I would have never have thought that would have to be like something that they would have to consider, but they do, because that's what keeps their mainframes cooled.
Yeah, and don't forget, too, T-Bones, that they're setting this up now on planet Earth. But the goal is to get it into outer space, where they don't need the water consumption that they require on Earth, because space can be so cold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where that goes. All right, folks, I'm going to stop this for a little while. We're going to take bits and pieces out of this and do something with it along the way. Maybe be creative. We'll see. But for right now, I'm going to get off here. And T-Bones, say goodbye to everybody for now.
See you later.
All right, folks. Adios, amigos. We'll be talking to you soon, don't you know? Yes, sir. Yee-haw.